All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. Away. All right, guys. Good luck. Good luck. Let's see some nice hits. In the interest of saving time, because I know it's kind of late for people in the East Coast, I am just going to top load and sleeve the bigger hits. Good luck, guys. All right, we got Bernie Kosar, Nick Scorton, Garrett Wilson. That's on the camo, the red camo. Oh, Maxwell Harrison. We got two of those for the Bills. Puka, Patrick Willis, and Kendry Miller. Garrett Wilson, Ray Lewis on the silver, Michael Vick on the camo, Drake May, Pat Bryant on the mosaic, Barber, and Bijan. We got Jack Beck, Justin Herbert on the camo, Anthony Richardson on the camo for the Colts. Notoriety, why are these backwards? Sam Darnold. Oh, Woody Marks, Texans Genesis, that just popped. Oh my god, alright. Texans on the Genesis, let's go. We got Ashton Genty, Myles Garrett. Who got the Texans? One second, fellas. All right, we'll take that. First case hit here for the Texans on the Genesis. Woody Marks. It's a rookie. We got Justin Herbert, Caleb Johnson on the silver. Bang! Cam Scatterboo on the camo. We got Trayvon Henderson, Wagner, Golden Tate, and Hunter Henry. Patriots are on board too. All right, there we go. Good start, good start. Giants are on board. Mark Brunell, Mikael Williams. We got Fred Warner on the camo, CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons on the bang silver, Breece Hall, and Mark Andrews. We got Jonnu Smith, Judkins, Mark Brunell on the camo, Cam Ward on the camo, Brock Bowers, Cam Ward on the base, and we got JJ on the base. Okay, what a box. You know, they did it to him again. Cam Ward doesn't have the rookie shield on the corner for some reason. Nice box. Kenyon Mitchell, Donovan Jackson, Tyler Shuck for the Saints, Ashton Genty, Van Ginkel on the silver mosaic, Max Crosby and Romeo Doubs. We'll take a rookie, Tyler Shuck. Marvin Harrison, Randy, AJ Brown on the camo, Theismann on the camo, Jared Verse, Brian Thomas, and Michael Irving. Bryce Young, Jaden Higgins, Jaden Daniels on the camo, Matthew Golden on the camo, Puka, Peter Porter, T. Higgins, and Josh Downs. There's the Packers, Matthew Golden on the camo. You didn't want the Packers, but you got him. At least you hit him in the camo so far. We got Deebo Samuel, Loveland, silver Jamar Chase, Clowney on the camo, Marion Hampton on the notoriety silver, Brock Purdy and Jahmyr Gibbs. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Kareem Hunt on the camo, Jarquez Hunter for the Rams on the camo, BTJ, Epic Performers on the silver, Henderson, Chuck. We got Cooper Kupp, Jackson Dart on the base, Marshall Faulk, Zach Bond on the Brazil Games camo, Lamar Jackson, Ray Lewis, Devontae Smith. Justin Jefferson, Watkins, Brock Bowers on the camo, DeAndre Swift on the camo, Jalen Miller on the notoriety, Garrett Wilson, and Andre Reed. Backwards. Steve, Barry Sanders on the Hall of Fame, Jack Beck for the Raiders, and Mecca on the Elevate silver, Mitchell and Likely. You got Bucky Irving, Abdul Carter, Sam Laporta, OBJ on the camo, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, and Patrick Mahomes. Chris Boswell, Gatson, Trey Tucker, Mikael Williams for the Niners, CJ Stroud, Rich Gannon, and Dylan. Walter Nolan, Jack Campbell, Santana Moss on the camo, notoriety, Abdul Carter on the mosaic, base, and base. Lad McConkey, Zay Flowers on the silver, Roddy White on the camo, Kinshawn Judkins on the camo, Jamar Chase, Peyton Manning, and Bo Nix. Take a Judkins. Box number 4. Jared Verse, Tony Dorsett, Jalen Royals on the camo, TJ Watt, Amon-Ra St. Brown on the Elevate, Harris, and Pickens. Armstead, Mason Taylor, Brian Robinson on the silver, bang, Shedeur Sanders on the camo, Matt Stafford, Jordan Love, and Chris Godwin. Would work if I put a top loader on first. Will Anderson Jr., Shamar Stewart, Dak Prescott on the camo, Mike Singletary on the camo, Brian Burns on the silver, Tank Bigsby, and Justin Fields. Simmons, Jack Campbell on the silver, Mosaic, Najee Harris on the camo, Jordan James on the camo, Hilton, Allen, and Terry McLaurin. Devontae Adams, Kevin Banks Jr., Jeffrey Simmons on the silver, Deion Branch, Notoriety, Travis Hunter on the Mosaic, Michael Vick, and Tim Brown. McLeod, Kyle Duggar on the camo, Derek Harmon for the Steelers on the camo, Ted McMillan on the Elevate, Kid Reporter, Cam Scattaboo, AJ Brown, and Ramondre Stevenson on the base. Box number 5. Joe Morris, Geno Smith on the silver, Victor Cruz on the camo, Will Shields on the camo, Malik Neighbors, Danny White, and Deion Branch. Alec Pierce, Matthew Golden on the base, Joe Theismann on the Mosaic, Jonu Smith on the camo, Emeka on the Mosaic, Jalen Hurts, and Mike Singletary. DK Metcalf, Hunter, AJ Brown on the camo, Jimmy Horn for the Panthers on the camo, Jay Jettas, Calvin Ridley, and Randy Moss. Calvin Johnson, Devontae Adams on the silver, Joe Morris on the camo, DJ Moore on the camo, Patrick Queen, Earl Campbell, and Greg Zerling. Cole Kmet, Donovan, Tony Horton for the Seahawks on the camo. Kyle Williams on the notoriety. Epic Reformers, Julius Peppers on the mosaic. Randy Santana Moss and Walker. We got Robert Brooks, Jalen Hurts on the mosaic, Frank Gore on the camo, Isaac Tesla on the Elevate, Kid Reporter, Tyler Shuck on the base, Jaden Daniels, and Anthony Richardson. Box 6. Chris Boswell, Will Lutz on the camo for the Broncos, Caleb Williams on the camo for the Bears, Jahmyr Gibbs, Epic Performers, TJ Watt on the mosaic, Hall of Fame Terrell Owens, and Corey Dillon. Lad McConkey, Caden Prather, CJ Stroud on the mosaic, Darnell Mooney on the camo for the Falcons, Terrell Davis, Adam Thielen, and Tariq Woolen. Kenyon Mitchell, Travis Hunter on the base, Chris Johnson on the camo for the Titans, Harold Fanning Jr. for the Browns on the camo, Joe Burrow on the Touchdown Masters, Kid Reporter, Jalen Milroe, and Bo Nix. Marvin Harrison Jr. We got Jalen Royals for the Chiefs on the silver, Baker Mayfield on the camo, George Pickens on the camo, Shedeur Sanders on the notoriety, Austin Hooper, and Romeo Doubs. Bryce Young, Ollie Gordon, Jihad Campbell for the Eagles on the camo, Nick Bonito, Justin Jefferson on the Elevate mosaic, Drake May, and Michael Irving. Jalen Hurts on the base, Chris Godwin on the camo, Cole Kmet on the camo, notoriety Derrick Henry on the mosaic, Bill Cowher, Judkins, and Josh Downs. Box number 7. Chandler, we got Konata, Tyrone Tracy on the camo, Rondé Barber on the camo, Jaden Higgins, Sherwood, and Jake Ferguson. Ooh, we got a case hit. We got a case hit in the Visionaries, it looks like. I think that's a case. Yeah, that's a Visionary. So we'll go from the back. Robert Brazil, Audric Estime, Kurt Warner. On the camo, we got Mike Gesicki, Riley Leonard for the Colts on the mosaic, and our Visionary case hit. It's a rookie. Wait, they have rookie Visionaries? For the Browns. Oh my god. Dylan Gabriel. Wow. Holy crap. Okay, we got a rookie case hit. We'll take that one too. Nice hit, Browns. I thought Visionaries were only vets. Jordan Addison, Will Howard, Ashton Genty, let's go for the Raiders. Shamar Stewart on the camo, Saquon Barkley on the Epic Performers, RJ Harvey, and OBJ. George Kittle, RJ Harvey, Caleb Williams on the silver, Khalil Shakir on the camo, Amon-Ra, Davis, and Campbell. What's that? Dylan Gabriel, Dan Fouts on the camo, Kevin Banks on the camo, notoriety, Jalen Hurts. Oh, that's backwards. Jaden Daniels, Touchdown Masters Mosaic, Tracy Jr. and Theismann. Jerome Ford, Jaden Reed on the Mosaic, CMC on the camo, Golden Tate on the camo, Devontae Adams on the Elevate Mosaic, Kate Otten, and Terrell Owens. Stuck. Box number 8. Joe Burrow, Hairston, Jared Verse on the camo, Mike Evans on the camo, notoriety, CeeDee Lamb on the Mosaic, Ray Lewis, and Jacobs. Harold Carmichael, Hall of Fame, Kurt Warner on the Mosaic, Eric Armstead on the camo, Gabriel Davis on the camo, Jamar Chase, Caleb Williams, Richard Seymour. Kyle Van Noy, Trayvon Henderson, James Cook on the camo, Ollie Gordon on the camo for the Dolphins, Jordan Love, Chris Johnson, and Aaron Jones. Cam Ward on the rookie with no rookie shield, Dwight Freeney, Will Anderson Jr. on the camo, Josh Allen on the camo for the Bills, Larry Fitzgerald on the Epic Performers Mosaic, Freeney, and Sanders. Dawson Knox, Jimmy Horn, Curtis Rourke on the camo, Jordan Love on the Touchdown Masters Mosaic, Drake London, Travis Hunter, Brian Robinson. Sam Darnold, OBJ on the Mosaic, camo we got Brian Thomas Jr., camo Kurt Warner, Epic Performers Larry Fitzgerald, Kid Reporter, Josie Jewell, and Geno Smith. Box number 9. Jacoby Myers, Tommy Mellett, Derwin James Jr. on the Mosaic, Jamal Charles on the red camo, Brian Branch, Adam Thielen, and Clowney. We got Chop Robinson, Warren Sapp on the Mosaic, Grace Hall on the camo, Woody Marks on the camo, Dylan Gabriel notoriety, Jalen Milroe, and Travis Etienne. Altoon, Malachi Starks, Montez Sweat on the camo, Kyron Williams on the red camo, Garrett Wilson, Kid Reporter, Austin Hooper, and Randy. Malik Neighbors, Cam Scatterbo on the base, Travis Etienne on the Mosaic, Kyle Williams on the camo, Derwin James Jr. on the Bang Mosaic, Drake May, and Zach Ertz. Devon Achane, Dominic Lovett, Chuba Hubbard on the camo, Cam Ward on the camo. What the variation? Okay. Titans, Drake May, Bill Cowher, Tua. That's interesting. So in the variation, he has the rookie symbol. In the other one, in the actual true, he doesn't have one. Crazy. Troy Franklin, Willis McGee on the silver, Warren Moon on the camo, Mason Graham on the red camo, Brock Bowers, Judkins, Joe Horn. Box 10. Matthew Stafford, Graham Mertz, Myles Garrett on the camo, Christian Watson on the red camo, Jackson Dart, Kurt Warner, and Sean McVay. Gabriel Davis, Arian Smith on the rookie Mosaic, Willis McGee on the red, Cooper DeJean, Epic Performers, Terrell Owens on the Mosaic, Caleb Johnson, and Jalen Waddle. Tiki Barber, DJ Giddens, Jaden Reed on the camo, Tyleek Williams for the Lions on the red camo, Derrick Henry, Kid Reporter, Watson, and Winfield. Tyjae Spears, Trayvon Henderson on the silver, Jamar Chase on the camo, Mark Andrews, George Kittle on the Touchdown Masters Mosaic, Jaden Reed, and Wilkins. Chris Olave, Quinn Ewers, JJ McCarthy on the camo, Dylan Sampson on the red camo, Justin Jefferson, Trey Tucker, and Jeff Blake. Tucker Craft, Wester, Sean McVay on the Mosaic, Trey Tucker on the camo, Joe Burrow, Shedeur Sanders, Will Lutz. Box 11. Willis McGee, Woody Marks on the base, Tanks Bigsby on the camo, Calvin Johnson. Epic Performers, we got Ollie Newsome on the Mosaic, Shields, and Eric Dickerson. Jamar Chase, QJ on the Mosaic, Marshawn Lattimore on the camo, Randy Moss on the camo, Epic Performers, Marshall Falk, Matt Milano, and Tyreek Hill. Tony Dorsett, Kyle Williams, Jordan Love on the camo, Kenneth Grant on the camo, Colson Loveland, Notoriety, Jackson Dart base, and Fairbairn. Dak Prescott, Silver, Kenneth Grant for the Finns, Bernie Kosar on the camo, Greg Zerling on the camo, Lamar Jackson on the touchdown master Mosaic, Theo Johnson, and Mike Evans. Kyle Duggar, Mason Graham, Eric Allen on the camo, Ted McMillan on the red camo, Luther Burden, Saquon, and BTJ. Panthers. Lattimore, Jackson Hawes, James Pierce Jr. on the Mosaic, Kenneth Walker on the camo, Dan Fouts, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen. Box 12. George Kittle, Ricky White, Joe Burrow on the red camo, Lamar Jackson, Luther Burden on the Elevate, Jerome Bettis, and Jack Campbell. Jerome Ford, Tucker Craft on the silver, Max Crosby on the camo, James Pierce Jr. for the Falcons on the camo, Hampton on the Notoriety, Montgomery, and Theismann. Jacoby Myers, Mitchell Evans, Harold Carmichael on the camo, Tila on the red camo, Van Ginkel, Kidder Porter, Matthew Golden on the base, and Clowney on the base. Chop Robinson, Shedeur Sanders, Russell Wilson, Caleb Johnson on the camo. Notoriety, we got Colson Loveland on the mosaic, CeeDee Lamb, and Travis Etienne. Damien Martinez, Trent McDuffie on the camo, Tyler Warren for the Colts on the camo, Abdul Carter, Epic Performers, we got Marshall Falk on the Elevate, Chuba Hubbard, and Randy. I'll take a Tyler Warren, he's a dog for the Colts. Oh shit. Close. Altoon, Kyle Van Noy on the camo, Riley Leonard for the Colts, Emeka, Lewis, Ted McMillan, Zach Ertz. No, that was gonna happen. Knew that was gonna happen. This is box number 13, right? Yeah, 13, 6. Yeah, box number 13. Jamal Charles, Mullings, Trey McBride on the camo, Saquon Barkley on the red camo, Josh Hines Allen, David Montgomery, Trey McBride. Montez Sweat, Christian Watson on the mosaic, Cole Kmet on the red, Jack Beck on the elevate, Shedeur Sanders on the mosaic, Matthew Golden on the base, and Njoku. Warren Moon, Tyler Booker, Aaron Rodgers on the camo, Graham Mertz on the red camo, Bo Nix, Kidder Porter, CeeDee Lamb, and Joe Green. Trey Benson, Micah Parsons on the silver, Robert Brooks on the camo, David Njoku on the camo, Trey McBride, Chuba Hubbard, and Tony Pollard. Browns are eating, bro. Holy. Larry Fitzgerald, Jalen Lane for the Commanders, DJ Giddens on the red camo, Tyler Warren on the notoriety, Epic Performers, mosaic. We got Terrell Davis, Jamal Lewis, and Travis Kelce. Brock Bowers, Terrence Ferguson, Joe Green on the camo, Jalen Hurts on the camo, Jahmyr Gibbs on the touchdown masters, Ted McMillan, and Tracy Jr. Box 14. Russell Wilson, Robert Brazile, Tiki Barber on the camo, bang, Jags, Travis Hunter on the camo, Pat Bryant, Mitchell, and Fred Taylor. There he is, Travis Hunter. Dylan Sampson, Drake May on the mosaic, Josie Jewell on the camo, Carson Schlesinger on the camo, Peyton Manning on the mosaic, Abdul Carter. Damn, that whole pack was just color rookies. Only one base vet. Garrett Blunt, Talik Williams, Tim Brown on the camo, Drake London on the camo, Notoriety, Jackson Dart. I got stuck on the mosaic. Garrett Wilson, Stingley Jr. CJ Stroud, Armstead on the silver, Tyjae Spears on the camo, Ramondre Stevenson on the camo, Lamar Jackson, Rich Gannon, and Shockey. Drake May, Jalen Royals, Gray Zabel for the Seahawks on the camo, Epic Performers Ozzie Newsome, Justin Jefferson on the Touchdown Masters, Tank Bigsby, and Geno Stone. Dalton Schultz, Jordan James, Eric Dickerson on the camo, Nico Collins on the red camo, Travis Hunter on the Notoriety, Rome Odunze, Jaylen Warren. Box number 15. Cortland Sutton, Gunnar Helm on the rookie, Matt Milano on the camo, Tyler Warren on the camo. Now you get him in the variation and in the true. Caleb Williams on the mosaic, Zach Bond, and Fred Warner. Hunter Henry, Kyle McCord, DK Metcalf on the camo, Jared Goff on the camo, Derek Stingley Jr., Jaden Higgins on the base, and DJ Moore. Caleb Williams, Ted McMillan on the silver. We'll take that for the Panthers. Alec Pierce on the camo. Bang. Jackson Dart, nice to make an appearance. We'll take that one too on the camo. Michael Irving, DeAndre Swift, and Victor Cruz. Okay, we'll take that. We'll take that, Giants. You got him in, both variations, Jackson Dart and Cam. Scatterbo. I'm gonna take a nice Ted McMillan on the silver as well. This one's a true as well. Emeka on the base, Caleb Johnson on the mosaic, Theo Johnson on the camo, Tyler Shuck, number 2, but in the true. Matthew Golden, we'll take that too. Jonathan Taylor, Frank Gore, nice. Are we heating up here in the last few boxes left? Please. A few more case hits. Mike Gesicki, Alec, Chris Johnson on the silver, Jamal Anderson on the camo. On the band we got Bonito, Nubin, and Goff. Dan Fouts, Thornton on the camo, Ladd McConkey, Stephon Diggs, Jerome Bettis, and Jamal Anderson. Box number 16. Like to see an auto. Come on. Give us a rookie auto. Big rookie auto. Penix, Thornton, Jeffrey Simmons on the camo, Trey Harris for the Chargers on the camo, CeeDee Lamb, Cole Kmet, and Micah Parsons. Ben, Big Ben, Will Anderson Jr. on the silver, Sean McVay on the camo. On the band, Chris Jones, Jamar Chase on the mosaic, Nico Collins, James Jr. Derrick Henry, Tyler Warren, Devontae Adams on the camo, Bijan on the camo, Ty Felton on the elevate, Chase Brown, and T-Law. Darnell Mooney, Dalton Schultz on the mosaic, Caleb Johnson. I think that's Caleb Johnson. Did we hit 2 of these already? Forget. Caleb Johnson, Luther Burden for the Bears on the camo, Jack Beck, Zay Flowers. Baker Mayfield, Tyler Shuck, Jordan James on the silver for the Niners, Kendre Miller on the red camo, notoriety, CJ Stroud, mosaic, Gabriel Davis, and Trent McDuffie. Joe Namath, Dante, Ray on the camo, Trevor Etienne on the camo, Peyton Manning, James Cook, Cedric Tillman. Yeah, I do agree. I think this year's Mosaics was pretty fire. Box 17. Debo, Isaac Tesla on the Mosaic. We got Joe Namath on the camo, Josh Simmons on the red camo, Matthew Golden, Peppers, and Jahmyr Gibbs. Amon-Ra, Curtis Rourke, BTJ on the silver, Barry Sanders on the camo, Caleb Williams, Ben Ginkle, and Devonta Smith. Cooper Kupp, Trey Harris, Matthew Stafford on the camo, Justin Fields on the camo, Julius Peppers, JSN, and Chuck Foreman. Kenny Clark, Luther Burden, James Cook on the Mosaic, Dyke on the red camo, Emeka on the notoriety, Antonio Gates, and Hayward. No. Zaire Franklin, Trevor Etienne, Scary Terry on the camo, Micah Parsons on the bang, Cooper DeJean on the bang, Mosaic, Williams, and Jennings. These backward cards always get me. I think it's like an auto, but it's not. Trent Dilfer, Aaron Jones on the silver, Gabriel Davis on the camo, Elijah Arroyo on the camo for the Seahawks, Sam Darnold, Kader Porter, Jalen Gabriel, and Richard Sherman. Box 18, guys. Come on, let's get another case hit in here. Come on. Oh no, we got fucking Panini. Oh no, just kidding. I thought that was the Panini points. Never mind. Calvin Johnson, CJ Stroud on the camo, Tess Johnson on the camo, Brian Branch on the bang. I thought that was just the gray background, but notoriety, Kyle Williams, Cam Scatterboom, Will Shields. I was about to say. Robert Brooks, Tess Johnson, Max Crosby, Dylan Gabriel now. Again, Dylan Gabriel, AJ Brown, Kenneth Walker. Damn, Browns are having a break. Cole Kmet, Jalen Noel, Drake May on the camo. Josh Jacobs on the camo. Elevate Garrett Wilson. Milano. AR. Cortland Sutton. Jack Beck on the Mosaic. Antonio Gates on the camo. Jalen Knoll on the camo. Patrick Queen on the Mosaic. Bang. Cam Scadaboo. Or Jackson Dart. And Fred Warner. Caleb Williams, Devin Neal, Will Disley on the camo, Drake May, Notoriety, Justin Jefferson, Theo Johnson, and Victor Cruz. Hunter Henry, Josh Jacobs on the silver, Dalton Schultz on the camo, Devin Neal on the camo, Brock Bowers, Aaron Rodgers, Jamal Anderson. Box 19, guys. Well, we hit 2 case hits, the Visionary and the Genesis, so I'm still hoping we can get like a honeycomb, that auto, or hoping like a stained glass would be sick. Micro Mosaic would be sick. Trey Benson, Isaac Tesla, Steve Young on the camo, Epic Performers, Josh Allen, CeeDee Lamb on the Elevate, Danny White, and Joe Green. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of hits on the rookies, the QBs especially. There's a lot on the camos. We want to see case hit. Larry Fitzgerald, Savion Williams on the Mosaic, Adonai Mitchell on the red camo, Savion Williams on the red camo, Jalen Milroe, Notoriety, Jalen Hurts, and Tony Pollard. Brock Bowers, Cam Miller, Warren Sapp on the camo, Brian Robinson on the camo, Bobby Wagner on the Bang, Mosaic, Calvin Ridley, Travis Kelce. Sam Laporta, Arian Smith, Geno Smith on the camo, Barron on the camo, Travis Etienne on the Elevate, Earl Campbell, Tracy Jr. Roddy White, James Pierce Jr., Micah Parsons on the camo, Abdul Carter for the Giants on the camo, Notoriety, we got Drake May on the Mosaic, Santana Moss, and Khalil Shakir. AJ Brown, Tyler Warren on the silver, Colts, Marshall Faulk, Isaac Tesla, CJ Stroud, Kid Reporter, Tyler Shuck, and Christian McCaffrey. Alright guys, last box, come on. Box 20, one last case hit. Good luck guys, good luck, good luck, good luck. QJ, Chris Olive Garden on the camo, Tootin on the camo. There it is. Well, there's our auto. Juice Scruggs for the Texans. Texans also have a break today. Peyton Manning and Puka. We got our auto. Can we hit another case hit? Can they give us a case hit on top of the auto at the end here? Steve Young, Derek Harmon on the silver, Jack Beck on the camo, Ty Felton on the elevate, Max Crosby and Williams. Warren Sapp, Kenneth Grant, Tucker Kraft on the red camo, Tyreek Hill on the red camo, Amon on the elevate, Kid Reporter, Tyler Warren, and Will Disley. Marshall Falk, Cam Miller on the mosaic, Chase Brown on the red camo, Prather on the red camo, George Kittle, T. Higgins, and Zach Bond. Jerry Jeudy, Ted McMillan, Fairbairn on the camo, Terrell Owens, Chris Jones on the bang, mosaic, BTJ, and Xavier Worthy. Okay, guys, last pack here. Come on. Good luck. Let's get a case hit. Let's hit something. Eric Moulds, Brock Purdy, Travis Hunter on the red, CJ Stroud, Brock Purdy, Trayvon Henderson, and Ricky Pearsall. Dang. So we got 2 case hits in the Genesis and in the Visionary with an auto. No honeycomb. I was expecting a honeycomb. But there was a lot of the red camos, like a lot. So we'll take the last Travis Hunter here, though. But that concludes the break, guys. I only top loaded and sleeved like the major hits of the ones you see on screen. There's a bunch of other ones that I didn't, just to save time here because I know it's late. But those will be top loaded, sleeved and top loaded. I will also upload the full break onto my YouTube. But we'll go over the hits here. Jackson Dart on the red camo, Ted McMillan on the silver, Travis Hunter on the red camo, Tyler Shuck on the camo, Matthew Golden, Tyler Warren on the red camo, Scripps. You got Juice Scruggs for the Texans, Tyler Shuck on the red camo variation, Quinshon Judkins camo, Cam Ward on the camo, Golden on the red camo, Cam Scatterbo on the red camo, Woody Marks on the Genesis for the Texans, Trayvon Henderson on the camo, Cam Ward on the camo, Riley Leonard camo, Shador Sanders camo, Ashton Genty, all right, Tyler Warren on the camo, Travis Hunter again on the camo, Ted McMillan, Dylan Gabriel on the camo, and then our other case hit was Dylan Gabriel Visionary for the Browns. You didn't get a camo rookie for the boys? Damn. That's crazy. There's a shit ton of camos. There's 10 per box, guys. 10 camos per box. So it's not too bad. No honeycomb. Honeycomb didn't come out, unfortunately. Anyways, guys, that concludes the break. I will be getting these shipped out hopefully by tomorrow. Thanks for everybody who bought in at the last minute here. Tomorrow's break, guys, for those that are interested, I am going to be running a full case to the corner you see right there. That is a full case of 2025 Absolute Hobby Blasters. So it is a full case, they're not loose. They got rid of the explosive case hit, so there's only a kaboom case hit possibility. I'm hoping they ramped up the odds of hitting a kaboom per case because it's always super hard. It was always like explosives that would come out of these cases, but because they took him out, It's going to be interesting to see if they actually have a Kaboom per case. But that's what I'll be running tomorrow. For those of you who are interested, I'll have that uploaded later tonight. Anyways, guys, thanks for everybody who bought in, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.